She's done with it. This is a person who does not have Trump derangement syndrome anymore, period. She's cured. Anna Kasparian is cured, and it's glorious.
Sure, you can say wannabe dictator, but I don't even think he wants to be a dictator.
Of course he does. That's what you do when you lose an election and you go, oh, I got fake electors, and I'd like to terminate the Constitution.
So a week ago, I went on the Young Turks, and I debated Cenk about, sorry, I used to always call him Cenk on purpose. Now I was like, okay, he's been nice to me, so I'll call him by his name, okay? So I debated Cenk on about MAGA and why I'm voting for Trump and so on and so forth. I felt like that went pretty well. If you haven't seen it, you can go to my live streams. If you go to click on my channel, go to live streams. It is, I think it's the most recent live stream, and the timestamp is in the description or in the first comment where you can see the actual debate. But Cenk was nice, okay? Like, he was nice. However, he was being clearly intentionally nice, and he did stay away from calling Trump a fascist, which is idiotic. Obviously, everybody knows that's idiotic who knows what fascism is or has been paying attention to the world through glasses that are not colored Trump derangement syndrome, okay? Now, Anna Kasparian has very publicly been like, yeah, I'm not on the left anymore. These people are insane. And I can't even, now, okay, let me just say it like this. I went through the same process, okay? Long time ago, but I went through the same process. I cannot even imagine being in the position that she's in right now, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. All right. Like, the second that, this has obviously been a slow process for her, but once you get to a point where you're willing to go, you know what? I'm done, dude. I'm done with these people. Okay. From that point to I start to kind of like Trump is not a long ways, dude. Okay, it's not a long ways, because once you accept that they've been lying about everything, and then you go back and you start looking at the things that he said, the things that he did, and like what his policies were, and then you realize, you're like, oh my God, they really are the bad guys. Everything he said about them being the deep state and all that, it's all true. Okay, it doesn't take long before you're exactly where I am. Can you imagine me trying to work in an environment with people who are all still under the veil? Like, I would be insane. Not just that, but you also know you can't say what you really think without really torching your own audience. Okay. Now, I basically say whatever I want. I mean, I would say 97% of my opinions, I will just openly say on the channel. There are like maybe 1 to 2 things where I'm like, I'll just leave that out, because I know there are a lot of people that might just take it the wrong way. The same way I might take it the wrong way if you're watching my content every day and you have not subscribed to my channel. It would hurt my feelings. So do that, and then like this video. I am telling you, I bet you she is on like an 80% diet of I can't say that, However, in this clip right here, apparently she is like, hey, Cenk, Trump's not a fascist. And Cenk gets really mad about that. And I have not watched this yet, but I'm very excited to. So we're going to watch this together. And the Humanist Report did this. I'm going to subscribe to his channel because I'm using his stuff. And we're going to look at some of this and then and some other stuff about Anna and Cenk and Trump being a fascist.
One we dislike? All right, then the word doesn't actually mean anything.
Okay, what do you want me to say, Anna? You want me to say wannabe dictator?
Sure, you can say wannabe dictator, but I don't even think he wants to be a dictator.
Of course he does. That's what you do when you lose an election and you go, oh, I got fake electors, and I'd like to terminate the Constitution and bring out the tanks and use martial law against American citizens.
When did he do that? When did he do that? When did he do that, Cenk? When did he do that? Okay, he was the commander in chief the whole time from when they said, oh, hey, everybody, Trump's winning. Everyone go to sleep, go nighty-night. Everyone's all, and then they wake up, it's all, oh my God, Joe Biden jumped 100,000 votes in Wisconsin, 150,000 in Michigan, and like, from there, if he was going to use the military, he would have. That whole thing is completely crazy. I'm not going to be able to do this without jumping in. I've realized that just right this second. I am going to jump in on this over and over and over. I can't help myself. It's going to happen. And I think this is going to be a preview to what it would have looked like if Cenk would have gone hard in the paint against all the MAGA people, because he would have talked like this and everyone would have been like, are you out of your mind? Okay, so let's watch this more. That was 24 seconds. I made it 24 seconds.
And shoot protesters. I mean, if that's not fascist, then I guess the word just shouldn't exist.
But was he able to do those things?
Did he try to do those things? What?
His rhetoric is awful.
Okay, if you don't want to be called fascist, stop saying fascist things. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Not that hard. Oh, here, let me have dinner with Nick Fuentes, who's a Nazi, Kanye, who's a Nazi, and let me say there's good people on the Nazi side. Oh, it could be pro-Confederate guys. Might be guys who are pro-slavery.
Wait. Let me just go back. Did he say Kanye's a Nazi? Hold on. I'm sorry. Did he just call a black dude a Nazi? I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Not that hard. Oh, here, let me have dinner with Nick Fuentes, who's a Nazi, Kanye, who's a Nazi, and let me say there's good people on the Nazi side. Oh, it could be pro-Confederate guys. Might be guys who are pro-slavery who are good guys. Let me do all of these things. Let me say.
Oh, that's from me. That's from me. That's from me, son. That's from me, son. Let's cut in a little clip of that right now. Okay, never mind. I watched the rest of what he said. I don't want to interrupt him. Let's let him finish. Then I'll show you what I said about this exact topic afterwards. Wow, bro.
Say that immigrants are poisoning the blood of our nation, a Nazi term that is only used in the past by Nazis, and then say, I'm going to ban Muslims, I'm going to do this and this and this to all the other ethnic groups, and then go, oh, I can't believe you called me a fascist. No, he is a fascist. I'm very happy to call him a fascist.
All right.
What? Oh my God, man. Let's see what I said on that topic when I was on the Young Turks.
If you're going to say that we all need to take the risk of taking this medication that they have no long-term studies of, it needs to be coming from a person or an entity that we trust. And they had murdered their faith, or our faith in them telling us the truth by the time that was happening. I think that had to do with the fact that the machine hates Trump. There's no possible rational person who would disagree with the fact that the mainstream media and the large scale machine, they hate him. They will do anything to make sure that he's not the president. And throughout his presidency, they played every single card that they had. I didn't start off a Trump supporter. When he got elected, I was not a Trump supporter. I ended up a Trump supporter because I paid such close attention to it, and I caught them lying about him so many times. I'm like, Jesus, man, they're just making this stuff up. And then so I started watching the clips that they had pretended that he had said, oh, he's like, oh yeah, you got good guys on both sides. And you watch the full clip, you're like, wow, they just completely lied about that. That's an outright lie. There's no other way that you can interpret that. They intentionally misrepresented what he said in order to call him a supporter of white supremacy. He's the president of the United States. That's insane. You guys care about the country and you're going to pretend the guy's a white supremacist. Ironic, the day after Kamala marches out on stage and she's like, yeah, he definitely wants Adolf Hitler type generals. And everyone's all, yeah, fucking right. No one believes her. We don't believe you, dude. I don't believe for 1 second he said that. I don't believe he said that. I don't believe this girl who said that, oh yeah, Trump and Jeffrey Epstein molested me in 1992. Yeah, fucking right, dude. No one buys it anymore. And so that's the group that's going, all right, look, man, you guys have to take this shot. And I'm like, says who? They're all Bill Gates. I'm like, that's a really credible person that I definitely trust. Go ahead, fire it up, dude. Give me a break.
Yeah, Elon Musk, on the other hand, says, oh yeah, they're going to, you should be worried about that. But he's building something that is a chip that goes into your brain. He doesn't get any more tracking
relevance on a scale of 1 to 10
than that. But anyways, I want to focus on Trump. So you mentioned Trump versus the machine. So the machine does hate him. That's true. And I know that that's why a lot of people support him, because they hate the machine. I get it. And I hate the machine. And sometimes I do catch them in lies. So for example, when they were obsessing about the bloodbath, right? I was like, no,
oh my God,
no.
That was egregious.
Yeah, that was egregious because I watched that speech. And he was talking about the economy, he was talking about cars, he was not talking about violence, okay?
So why have you not gone back and watched his entire speech about what you're talking about on good on both sides? Because if you did, you would know he definitely was not saying that these guys, these white supremacists are good guys.
So the Young Turks are always honest about stuff like that. Look, when you get to the both sides one, I know.
You know what? I actually just made a face. I think he actually believes this stuff. Like,
that he did the plausible deniability by saying, oh, I'm against white supremacists. But the only people that were there were the neo-Nazis and the guys who support the Confederate generals. And I don't know anybody that, look, in my opinion, I'm a progressive. I don't think there's anybody good on that side.
They don't support the Confederate generals. They support the history of their state.
I wouldn't defend. And they killed somebody in that speech, and then they did the Jews will not replace us. Why would you bother saying there's good people on that atrocious side, especially when
anyone who was saying that there are good guys in that group is a stupid fuck. There's not one good person walking around with a tiki torch talking about Jews won't replace us and then running people over. Like, Obviously, those are not good guys. There's not a single good guy in that group, not one. What he was referencing were people who were like, guys, these are historical figures. Don't tear down the statue. I'm assuming. I was not there. I don't know all the people.
Hey, who sounds more rational, me or Cenk? Hey, which take is more rational? Hey, I denounced the white supremacists too, dude. Right? I denounced the white supremacists, but somehow I did not make that lead to that Trump was supporting that and is a fascist. I don't know, man. Maybe there's a more nuanced way of looking at this. Okay, so Cenk has gone bananas on that one. And here, hang on. Let's see. I actually want to see what this dude says about this, but there's more stuff coming about. Here we go. Hang on. So here is what Anna said about this. Hold on. She said, I don't support Trump. I don't think it's helpful to call him a fascist or a Nazi. Those words actually mean something beyond not liking a candidate. I also don't think listening or reading the perspectives of conservative voters is a flaw or something I should feel ashamed of. Okay? And this person said, this is what consuming a right-wing media does to a person on the so-called left. What a moron. God, their side sucks so bad. Your side is the worst. Anna, it's okay, dude. Just denounce them, okay? Just walk away. You can go work for Valuetainment tomorrow, okay? And just be like, I'm done, okay? I'll tell you all the crazy stuff. Like this is, listen, let me also just say this. I had a great experience talking to the people at the Young Turks, the producers, everybody was super kind to me, all right? I just want to make that very clear. I had a great experience dealing with all of them. I have nothing negative to say about them on a professional level. But Cenk has, that's an insane take. Like that, the fact, like he's snapping right now because he knows we disagree with him. He's watching his ally go to the other side and he like can't take it. It's like, dude, you think that maybe, do you think Anna's a stupid girl? Of course not. Of course not. So maybe you're confused, dude. Okay. I used to think that maybe Cenk was grifting. He's not, dude. He believes this stuff. No one goes ham like that if they don't believe it. Okay. Let's continue to watch the rest of it. Okay, so what else did she say? She said, okay, fine, I'll bite. Fascism requires a militarized citizenry, conquest, imperialism, the elimination of our government bodies like Congress, and the notion that anyone who isn't part of a master race should be massacred. Weird thing to label a guy who brags about not starting any new wars. Thank you. Weird thing to label a guy who brags about not starting. Oh, sorry. He also passed criminal justice reform and personally pardoned black inmates who were serving life sentences for drug crimes who Obama was unwilling to pardon. But I'm the fucking stupid one. Okay, dude, I am telling you right now, you read that, you tell me that she's not on her way over here, dude. If she's not already here, she is about to be, okay? She's about to be. That's just what it is, dude. You read that right there. That's yesterday, okay? She's done, okay? Anna Kasparian is done. She is in a very, very tough position. Okay. I empathize with her, dude, because she is not just like me where you can recognize that these people are insane and everything you've been fed about this guy is a lie. She's been at Young Turks for 100 years. Okay. And she cannot defend him for real like this. She has to do it this way. Okay. Read what she just said. Okay. This is Anna Kasparian, okay? She defines fascism and then says, weird thing to label a guy who brags about not starting any new wars. He also passed criminal justice reform and personally pardoned black inmates who were serving life sentences for drug crimes who Obama was unwilling to pardon, okay? This is someone who has recognized what's really going on. She's done, dude. She's done. So I actually am very curious to watch the Young Turks and see how she deals with sitting on the panel with a dude who is still absolutely up to his eyeballs in Trump derangement syndrome. She's done with it. This is a person who does not have Trump derangement syndrome anymore, period. She's cured. Anna Kasparian is cured, and it's glorious.